Welcome back, everybody, to the Check-In Podcast, your favorite podcast, the best podcast out. My name is Cameron Billette.
My name is Ian.
And we just want to welcome you to the Check-In Podcast. It's a podcast geared towards young adults where we talk about current events, politics, sports, entertainment, pop culture, and whatever else is going on in the world or whatever else our guests want to talk about. So today, like I said, we just want to welcome you to the Check-In Podcast. And we want to welcome our guest, Michael Liriano.
What's up? Michael Liriano.
Okay. So you guys already know the drill. You know how things get started. And for those of you out there who are joining us for the first time, we want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to watch the podcast. And if you're a returning guest, we want to say thank you again for taking time out of your day to watch the podcast and to be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, y'all know how it goes. So we're going to start with our guests and we're going to ask Michael, if you could use one word to describe your week so far, what would that word be?
One word to describe my week would have to be encouraging, I would say.
Okay. Why you say that?
Well, so this week, I got a really special opportunity. I've been up at the Wizards practice facility, Wizards and Mystics practice facility, just helping the Mystics WNBA team out. Mm-hmm. I was on the practice squad. We just get up and down. They're playing against the Las Vegas Aces, I think, this coming week. Mm-hmm. So they've kind of just been using me as a replication of one of their other team star guards. Mm-hmm. So it's been nice meeting all those people, being around those pros, seeing their routine and everything. And it's been encouraging because, you know, I want to get to that point, even though they're women. Mm-hmm. From a men's standpoint, I still want to get to that point. So it's definitely been encouraging.
So it was kind of like, I know what you mean. It's kind of like, you know, you feel like you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, a little eye-opening moment.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. I'm happy for you.
Appreciate it.
Ian, you know, I'm going to you next. One word to describe your week.
I would say I'm tired. I would just say that. We got to head on the road again. Mm-hmm. We just came back from Ocean City, but we about to head on the road again. I'm about to move in to college. It's been hectic. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
I feel that. One word to describe my week so far, I would say I'd be on the same line as Ian. Exhausted. I've been traveling so much this summer, and it's been really put into perspective this week because I've been in my bed maybe once or twice in the past 3 weeks. So I'm very exhausted, but I'm also very just grateful. Most of you guys who follow me on social media, you guys know that I just came back from a trip in Jamaica, and it was just a really amazing experience for me, and it's just got me filled with so much gratitude. So 2 words, exhausted and grateful for this week. But nonetheless, even though I have all those things going on, I would say I'm most grateful just for being in a really good headspace and a really good mental space right now. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about on our episode today. Because we're going to be talking about mental health and more specifically, mental health amongst athletes as we've seen rise and publicized this year. And so my question before we really dive into the topic for both of you guys is that, like I said, we've seen a rise in people taking care of their mental health, especially in 2020 and 2021. But I just want to know from you guys, how has a pandemic shaped the way you approach your health, not just your physical health, but your mental health as well? How has the pandemic shaped the way that you guys are taking care of yourselves now?
I usually let the guests go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I'd say, so at the start of the pandemic, I just got back from South Dakota. We had nationals at Washington and Venice in South Dakota. We lost our first game, but it didn't matter because everything got shut down after it.
Right.
So we were on the next flight out, got back to Maryland. And all throughout the season, I'm going through burnouts, just feeling down sometimes, not playing my best. And, sometimes you kind of just lose your love for the game a little bit. So I would say the pandemic kind of got me back into it, I guess. It made me realize there's something really worth fighting for if you really love a sport, So I would say the pandemic helped me more than it hurt me, I would say.
How did, you mentioned you kind of was going through your burnouts and you started not to like the game anymore. How did the pandemic help you get back into that?
So it was like I didn't touch a ball for like I say 2 months maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't touch a ball for like 2 months.
Wow.
I was barely working out. And I guess because LA Fitness was closed, and that's really where I mainly go to play. And then of course WAU shut down because of the pandemic, so I really didn't have nowhere to play. And then I guess like one day someone just invited me to an open gym, and although I didn't touch a ball in like 2 months, I was still getting buckets.
Okay.
So I'm just like, man, this is fun again. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just made me realize that you can't just stop loving something just because you stopped loving it. You gotta really put it into perspective and just go for it.
So even though it has nothing to do, like what I'm about to say has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but you're saying basically like you'll fall in and out of love with things, but like it's like really you have to kind of like choose to love some things.
It's all your choice.
Not even choose. I was talking to somebody the other day. We were talking about the difference between motivation and discipline.
Oh, okay.
Discipline. Okay. So you had to like get your like discipline back because you weren't like motivated to do it no more.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, that makes sense. What about you, E? How has the pandemic shaped the way you approach mental health specifically?
The way I approach mental health specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say taking more days off than normal. I never really like took days off like that. I mean, there would be times where I fake sick from school and stuff like that. But I mean, I never really like took days off. So I took more days off. I talked to people more. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I talked to people more and told them like just like, you know, how much I appreciate them in my life and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess that's it.
So your mental health was more about taking necessary breaks and expressing to people how you feel about them?
Yeah, like, you know, like, yeah, like my best friends and stuff like that. Like, you know, because people were going in and out left and right, you know what I'm saying, during this pandemic. And it was just like, yo, like, death is real. Yeah. Death is real. You never know when it's somebody's time. And so you just got to appreciate it. So yeah, I've just been appreciating this stuff more.
I definitely feel that. During the pandemic, it was hard to take care of your mental health because it was just like, again, we were dealing with mass death like we've never seen. We were dealing with isolation. So it's not like we really always had people to lean on. And then on top of that, like, because the world paused, anything else that we would use to like escape or like entertain ourselves, we couldn't really use it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And like one of those things was definitely sports. And like it was a little crazy seeing some of y'all like lose your minds over not being able to watch football, basketball. I'm like, oh my goodness. But when I saw that, it made me realize like how emotionally invested like fans are and other people are in a game that they don't have to play in, they don't have to prepare for, and all this, that, and the third. And so you, Michael, you're an athlete. As an athlete, do you feel as though like, you know, you have fans that are so emotionally invested in like what you do and your performance? Do you feel that you have a duty to like rise above whatever you're dealing with, like mentally, as you said, you were struggling mentally with the game, to not disappoint your fans, teammates, and coaches? Or do you feel like you have a duty to yourself first?
It's like, it's kind of right in the middle, because I definitely have a duty, you know, to my teammates, my coaches. You know, they recruited me to the school and they brought me in there for a reason. So you kind of don't want to disappoint them in that aspect. And then on top of that, you know, you go to class the next day after a game, you don't want no one to tell you suck or nothing. You know, you just want to hear positive things. Right. So in that aspect, yeah, I do feel I have a duty towards them and then myself as well, because I put in work to get to where I am. So I wouldn't want to disappoint myself.
I feel that. Naomi Osaka, well, actually, was it Naomi? I think it was Naomi Osaka who started it. Or was it Kyrie Irving? Like the kind of like mental health wave. Thing. You know what I mean?
Kyrie, I think, yeah.
Okay, so how was y'all's reaction to when like...
Well, not to cut you off, but it might have been before Kyrie too, like DeMar.
Oh yeah, Love. DeMar.
That was back in like 2017.
What DeMar say? DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan. He just, I don't know what did he do?
Actually, I don't know if it was DeMar. No, it was Kevin Love. I think DeMar was.
Kevin Love's a white boy, right?
Yeah, I think DeMar. Yeah, I think DeMar was a little bit before the pandemic because I think his father died or something like that.
Yeah, something happened.
And like I don't think he was like performing well or something like that. I don't remember, but I know something like really affected him. But
I know Kevin Love had he had like some mental attack during a game versus like the Hawks, and he just left in like the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Really?
So I think it was Kevin Love.
It was Kevin Love, and then DeMar DeRozan was like 2 years later, and then Kyrie and Evans now.
And so Kyrie took a break. Well, when I read, he said Kyrie took a break from basketball for health and family reasons, and he was like trying to prioritize his mental health. But Kyrie didn't receive a good response from people, which was kind of like, it was kind of sad to me because it's like, you know, I think people think that mental health isn't, not even to say isn't as serious, but it's easier to overcome than like physical health and physical ailments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How did you guys personally react to Kyrie? Because
well, in the beginning, like he just left. We were like, "Bro, what are you doing?" I was like, "Bro, what are you doing?" But then, like when he got to like press conferences and stuff like that, I was like, "Oh, something like really kind of wrong with this man. Like, cut him some slack." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so like my opinion on him in the beginning was kind of like, "Bro, you signed a contract. You gotta get out there. You gotta do something, man. Like you just left like out of nowhere. Like I don't know what to think of you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't tell nobody. Like, I know you have like a personal life, but you know, you still a celebrity. You still an NBA player. Like, you gotta tell people something so they don't get a bad picture of you." But then I realized he don't gotta tell nobody nothing because, you know, he's still a human like us. You know, he just makes millions of dollars on TV. That's the only difference. And he's just really good at what he does. And so like when like he said like a lot of family issues, you know, and like the way I saw like himself expressing himself in the press conference, I was just like, yeah, just leaving this man alone. Because, well, another thing was like Stephen A. Smith was like going in on him like really bad. I was like Stephen A. Smith told him, Stephen A. Smith was, I think he added more to it because he told him just to retire. Then he asked him how would Kobe feel. I was like, bro, like what are you doing? Like that was kind of wild.
Are you serious? I did not know that.
Yeah, he did that, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, like he has personal issues. Like, just let him be. And so, yeah, my opinion went from the opposite direction on him.
So in hindsight, like before you judged him, but in hindsight, like you start to understand a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like Kyrie, we've agreed that he kind of like started, I would say he started the way from 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
The next person that like came after was Naomi Osaka. And for those of you out there who don't, who live under a rock, I should say, she declined from participating in the press conferences for the French Open. As you guys know out there, Naomi Osaka, she's a famous tennis player. And she plays for the U.S., but in the Olympics, she represents Japan, what I do know. But basically, she declined from participating in press conferences for the French Open. And then because she, you know, as an athlete, I can only imagine how hard it is to like come back from like a really sucky game and then people be in your face asking you the same question over and over and over again. And like with like little to no sensitivity. You know what I mean? Like, did the passing of your grandmother have anything to do with how you played tonight? Yeah, probably. But like, why the fuck would you ask me that right here, right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But after she declined from participating in the French Open, she was just like, I mean, not even from participating. She declined from doing press conferences. And then she was just like, I'll pay whatever fines, you know, because she got it like that. And then there was just like, again, she got such negative feedback. And while we just came off the cusp of like the NBA season and Kyrie, you know, setting the example, it was I want to say it was crazy seeing her, seeing the response. But again, like, how did you guys feel like about Naomi's decision? Even though you guys don't watch tennis, how did that I don't know. Yeah, like how did that impact the way you see her, impact the way you see sports, athletes, all that?
I respect her decision. As you said, it's tough to get have press harassing you after a game, after a bad game, even a good game sometimes. I respect her decision because we don't owe her. She doesn't owe us anything. You know what I'm saying? So I respect her decision. There's really nothing else for me to say.
I know.
I would do the same thing.
You would have done the same thing?
Yeah, if I was her.
Okay.
Because I watched her Netflix documentary.
Me too.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. I kind of related to her, but
how so?
Just in her work ethic, kind of how she just. It was like half of the film was just her like hitting a tennis ball hard as hell, and it was like it just kind of reminded me of me like waking up at 5 a.m. going to get some shots up, and then our work ethic, and then you have a bad game here or there. Press conference harassing you, and she's a nice woman. Like she's overly nice. She's
way too sweet.
Way too sweet. So the press takes advantage of people like that. And I think they were kind of taking advantage of her in a sense because of some of the questions I heard them ask her, and like she kind of made a face sometimes, but she didn't want to be disrespectful. But either way, as I said, I respect her decision.
Yeah, she is sweet, and I didn't even consider the fact that the press might take advantage of that. But like, I watched her documentary too, and it needs to be longer. Whoever's out there in control of that, can we get some more episodes, please? Because 3 episodes? Come on. Maybe they'll add on to it later. But no, I definitely agree, and I respect her decision. For me, like watching this stuff, I didn't really have to have like a different opinion in hindsight or anything like that. I saw them they make millions of dollars. They come in, they do their job. If they don't want to talk to you, they don't have to talk to you. Like, I never saw it as like them being weak or anything like that, because me, I take a mental health day, a personal day, whatever I need, and I don't care. And on top of that, it's none of your business. So like for me, watching all this stuff, it was just like, it was nothing. I was like, yeah, congratulations, kudos to her. What about you though, Ian?
Well, like you guys said, like the press tries to take advantage of you. Because at the end of the day, the press doesn't really care. The press wants to know everything about you. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're randoms, like I mean, I like Michael said, I respect her decision because I mean, why would she put all of her business out there? I mean, you guys hit it right on the nail. I don't really got much to say. Being honest,
it's all good.
I think it's difficult for the press too when you think about it, because I feel like some of them are just trying to do their job. But I think there's a way you can do it without getting that into that deep personal area of somebody's life. You know what I mean?
And so like I want to feel sorry for the press too. Like I want to be like, dang, like like because the juicier the story, the more money they make, the more people, more clicks, more views, all that. But then at the same time, like they're getting paid regardless. Like you're in the room, you're gonna probably write in the same article that everybody else is writing, and like it's probably all gonna come out on the same day. Like you don't have to be a jerk to get certain responses out of people. And then on top of that, like that environment, like how many are press conferences long or short? Like before and after games?
I don't really know. I haven't really like sat down and watched like a press conference. Really, I've seen just like like certain clips and questions.
Yeah, for basketball, I know it's like I've seen a couple like hour-long press conferences.
Before or after the game?
After. Before, I think it's always short. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but after I've seen long ones.
And then even in being in that room for an hour after I just played my heart out and did all that, like that's too much. Like that's too mentally draining. And like I'm gonna bring up another person, but I bring up all these different situations just so you guys can see like just the different situations that athletes are in and how they're more than just an athlete. like LeBron said, more than just an athlete. They're more than just the vessels that they use to play their sport and to do their thing. And I think that would really put the icing on the cake this year. And we still have a lot more months in this year, but I think what really put on the icing on the cake was Simone Biles this Olympic season, because it's one thing to withdraw from a season or a game during a regular season, especially during COVID. It's another thing to do something at the Olympics, especially since the Olympics is every 4 years. For those of you out there who don't know, Simone Biles this year, she was in the 2021 Olympics in Japan, and she withdrew from vault and uneven bars because she got the twisties. And the twisties is basically, I didn't know what the twisties were until she said something. And I didn't even know what could happen. Basically, like, you guys see her do all those flips in the air. If she's like spinning for a certain amount of time, like she'll do a practice, and like she said, the coach will tell you like out, and that's how she knows to thrust her body out. And after you do it a certain amount of times, you develop muscle memory and stuff like that. And so like you don't need the coach to tell you out anymore. And even though you're spinning so much and you don't really know where you are in the air, your body knows, and so your body's able to do it. But she said while she was in practice, she just was not landing it. Her body and her mind were like not on the same page. And she was just like, in practice, I'm doing this on mats that are soft and absorb my body. But out there, it's like the hard floor. She could break her neck and do all this stuff. And people were still like, she's weak and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, again, I'm always asking you guys, but how did you guys feel like when you heard that? Like, was it surprising to y'all at all or no?
No.
Surprised. I'm talking about surprising that she like withdrew like at the Olympics and stuff.
I've never seen that. I mean, I never really like, cause I mean, I'd be on like Twitter and stuff like that, and I don't really like click the links and stuff like that. I just wanted in that small little post, you know what I'm saying? And so when it was just like Simone Biles withdrew, I was like, bro, what is happening, bro? Like, cause I know we don't really like America like that, you know what I'm saying? But the Olympics is my time, you know what I'm saying, to actually like fly the flag a little bit, and then I throw it away, you know what I'm saying? Then I throw it away. When I heard she wasn't competing, I said, bro, what's going on? I need to spank the Japanese really quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what was happening. But then when I found out what's happening, I was like, all right, we cool, you know what I'm saying? If we medal, I'm just cool if we medal, you know what I'm saying? I need the backups to like carry something to the like bronze at least. You know what I'm saying? And I was just cool off of that, like hearing the reason. So I didn't really like care too much. It was just the other demographic of people. We know what type of people we're talking about that cared about her withdrawing. Yeah. Because they nationalists to the end, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was just like just seeing like the different types of people reacting to it. I was just like, bro, she does not owe you anything. Okay? You not competing in the Olympics. You can't do anything she's doing. Even at the basic level, you can't even tumble on the floor. Let's like cool it really quick. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, like we're all saying, I respect her decision. She came back and she got a bronze or a silver. You know what I'm saying? She came.
And something else though. It wasn't vault or uneven bars.
Yeah, she came back and got something. So I mean, that tells you how strong she really is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool.
Okay. Michael, have you ever had like a moment like on the floor when you're playing basketball where you feel like you've disassociated from the game, or like muscle memory just wasn't there, shooting, guarding, dribbling, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely.
How did it feel? How did you like? Were you able to recover from that in the moment or no?
It's happened a couple of times to me. There's sometimes I can recover, sometimes I can't. But one like super example I have, I don't know if my coach is going to hear this, but we were playing Voorhees, and coach always tells me like, so Voorhees is like our rival. We lost to them my freshman year in playoffs. We lost to them, and then they're from South Carolina. It's a HBCU, Voorhees College, so it's just a bunch of like aggressive aggressive people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're super aggressive. They talk shit, all that. So coach is always like, whenever you play them, you know, you play bad, like you play laid back, you play timid. So I'm just coming off an injury. I had pulled my groin. I sat out 3 games. This is my first game coming back. No, I played a game before that coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 9 points in 15 minutes. I felt confident going into that game, but I know I'm coming off the bench because I'm just coming back. So I get in the game and like one of my teammates throws me the ball. And, like my body just goes numb. And I'm like, yo, whoa, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So that like I take a little dribble, and I love to dribble.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when I took the dribble, I forgot how to dribble.
Oh no.
And the ball just bounced off my foot and went out of bounds. And like I'm right in front of the student section. So they just in my face, yeah, all that. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Very next play, someone scores on me. Then I come down and I travel.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, yo, coach, I don't think I can play right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just take myself out of the game. And then he tried to put me back in later. I tried to get myself going, but it was too late. I couldn't get back in it. And that was like the first time that happened to me.
Uh-huh.
And I was just, that was like, but like earlier when I talked about losing love for the game, that was when it like started, I would say, right after that injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That, that's another thing that people don't talk about. I just saw this video of Isaiah Thomas on Twitter, and he was like, he was playing for something. It wasn't the NBA. What was it?
It was a pro-am crossover league.
What is that?
It's like a summer. It's just summer league. Pros playing it for fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't get paid or nothing. It's just competitive.
You don't get paid?
Nah.
As a pro athlete?
Well, I mean, they might.
They might get a little something, little bread, you know.
It's not. It's like a 10-game season. Oh yeah, it's like a 10-game season. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. But anyways, he had just come off of that, and he was crying, saying people gave up on him. I'm correct. He got injured, right? And that's why he was let go.
Yeah.
Okay. That's another point that I didn't even think about talking about was we're talking about athletes and mental health and stuff like that. Don't you feel like it makes somebody feel disposable, like after they have an injury and like they're given up on? Yeah,
because at the end of the day, like these sports like leagues are like a business, and unfortunately, like the business side got too much over the compassion side, because Isaiah Thomas was a bucket. Isaiah Thomas was a bucket on the Celtics, like 52 points just after his sister passed away, playing through an injury and all that. Like Isaiah Thomas was good, like I would if I was them, I would have let him heal, you know what I'm saying? Let him get right first, you know what I'm saying? Then I would see like what he's doing, you see how he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't just let him go while he's struggling mid-injury, And they didn't really they got Kyrie back for him, but like, was Kyrie like Kyrie? Then no. Like, Kyrie wasn't like as good as Kyrie, you know what I'm saying, that they got back. And, he was bouncing around the league. And it was just crazy to see him bounce around the league, to be honest, because,
Kyrie or Isaiah?
Isaiah Thomas.
When he was let go from the Celtics, I was very surprised.
He just averaged 30.
Yeah, like he just averaged 30.
I don't understand.
And then he averaged 10 in the fourth. Like, I was just like, bro, like just to see him bounce around the league and see it change like so quickly, it was like, bro, like give him some time, And then, I haven't seen him play in the league for a long time, and I can only imagine what that's going like, because we only seen the clip. I don't know what's happening inside the house, like before, like he picked up a basketball again. You know what I'm saying? And like I really feel bad for him because, like I said, he's really good. Like all these pro players are really good. So, I just hope he gets back in the league. I hope he gets another shot.
I hope he does too. You made a really good point about how there's not a balance between a good balance between compassion and business within pro sports. I'm gonna ask both of you guys, if you guys know sports better than I do, you know how like they function as a business. Ideally, as an athlete, and you've played games before, you were an athlete. Would you consider yourself still an athlete? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So I just have to ask because he's not actively playing, but he was playing pretty often in high school, different sports. But as athletes, what would be an ideal, I want to say whatever sport you like, but what would an ideal league look like for you in terms of prioritizing players as the necessary components they are to the business rather than like property? Take your time.
That's very hard.
That is hard.
I know.
I can't really think on an executive level like that. Where I'm running $1 billion team, can't really think on that.
I mean, you can think about like what would your trading policy be like? What would your injury policy be like?
Trading policy,
drugs as well, because we also talked about. Well, while y'all think on that, we can also talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. Mm-hmm. And how she was kicked out of the Olympics for smoking weed. But even though weed is really not even a performance enhancing drug at all. How would you guys? Well, the NBA has become more lenient, but how would you guys have like? Maybe it's a tough question because it's the Olympics and it's a worldwide event and not a national event. But how would you guys have like handled that particular situation? Because I feel like it falls under mental health. She said she was just dealing with the loss of her mother and all this other stuff that she had going on, the pressures of being an athlete, this, that, and the third. How would you guys, like from an executive point of view, maybe this can help you answer the other question I asked, but from an executive point of view, how would you have handled that particular situation?
You know, it's not a performance enhancing drug. Like let's like it doesn't like make you stronger, make you faster, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think what people were also thinking of, because I can kind of see it, like when they talk about like, because they can like put you into like a different zone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like mentally, like as an athlete, and you're like put in like a different zone, like a different concentration zone, like you can do something like you don't even think you could have ever done. You know, so like, I think they were thinking of it like it gave her like a mental advantage, maybe. Mm-hmm. But either way, I mean, a mental advantage ain't really that big. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Well, we know what a mental disadvantage can do.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I definitely would not have banned her off of it, like some weed. I definitely wouldn't have banned her off of it. Mm-hmm. But I can see like how like weed can put you in like in a different headspace, and like how being put in a different headspace as an athlete can really like make or break you. Because you know, like a lot of college players college players, yes, but one person in particular I'm talking about is Percy Harvin. Mm-hmm. He used to be like a wide receiver and like a return specialist. He used to smoke weed before every game.
Not get in trouble?
He wouldn't get in trouble. I mean, he smoked weed before every game. But it looked like every game he was returning a kickoff. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy. He wasn't getting any faster. He looked the same speed. I guess like he just looked different. Like mentally, he was just better. Mm-hmm. And he was taking his corners, looking at different like blocking holes and stuff like that better. I don't know, but I mean, he was returning that kickoff every game. You know. And I guess that's what they're looking at, like the mental advantage.
So, as an executive person, you were saying...
I still wouldn't ban it, though. Because, I mean, I still wouldn't ban it, to be honest.
Even though you see it as a mental advantage?
It may be a mental advantage for some, not for all.
Okay, so because it's not one size fits all...
Weed affects people differently.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Michael?
Yeah, no, definitely not banned. Definitely. Maybe it's just... Since it's already written in the rules, maybe a suspension. I don't know. It's such a difficult situation given what she was going through with her mother. But I can't ban her. I mean, I feel like I'm making that decision not on an executive level. You know what I mean?
I mean, but this is a hypothetical. So it's like in a hypothetical in an ideal world. In an ideal world, if you were the executive, you didn't have to answer anybody or anything like that.
And I make the rules?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, then nah. She's not getting banned. She running.
Okay.
For sure.
Because it's not like it's
sure.
damaging your body or anything like that, you know? Like, it's not like it's crack, you know?
Because if I was an executive, it wouldn't even be a rule. Like, every Olympian can do it.
Okay. So I hope that's helped y'all think about the other question now. Ideally, if you were to run like a sports organization, either an organization or a team, so you can think large scale, or you can think even larger scale. How would you run that ideally, from like how you respond to players' mental health, how you respond to players' physical health, how you respond to players not holding up their end of the contract, trading, all of that. Ideally, how would you run a sports organization where players are valued as the human beings that they are, and not just pawns in a game or a property?
I mean, it's still tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still tough to think about. First thing I would do, though, because you mentioned trades and stuff like that, I would definitely be calling players in the office if I told them that they was getting traded. One example I can really think of where that did not happen was when Harrison Barnes got traded on the bench. Like, that was really wild. Like middle of third quarter, you hear the commentator saying, "Oh, it looks like Harrison Barnes will not be checking back in. He looks like he just got traded." It's just like, bro, what? That's so disrespectful. So that's the first thing I'm doing. I can't let a trade go through while player on the bench. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that on the off day. Second thing I'm doing, I'm putting up, like, in their contract, I'm putting an option for like them to do like press conferences. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like how they have like player options, this and that. Like, I'm putting in an option for them to do press conferences.
If they don't do press conferences, will they have to pay a certain amount of money? Because the whole reason why Naomi has to pay a certain amount of money is because the press get paid to be there. So
they can interview other players. I mean, like, no,
but I'm saying, who covers that press fee? Is it going to be covered on your end, or is it going to come out the players?
I'm swinging that money. I'm a billionaire. I mean,
since you're organization,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that ain't nothing. What is that, like $35,000? That ain't nothing. Okay. That's $20.
It's gonna stack up. Watch how many players opt out if you give them the option. But keep going. So you would call people into the office to trade them. Yeah. You would give them an option of what they want to do, press conferences or not. What else?
I would force them to sit out off of injuries. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want them to like damage themselves.
Play through it?
Yeah, damage themselves even more. There's certain injuries you can play through, like, and it not affect you. But like a pulled groin and a strained calf and all that, you're not playing through that, bro. I'm sorry. What else? Let them spark up the za really quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting them spark up the za.
If they want to.
Yeah, if they want to. Let them spark up the za.
So is that the only drug you'd allow, or?
Yeah, dang. What other drug is safe?
I mean, there's weed, there's psychedelics like mushrooms and stuff. There's other things. There's crack. There's LSD. There's cocaine. Okay,
we know we're not doing that.
There's all this other stuff. I'm just asking.
It's just weed. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
We replacing the cigars they smoke with weed. Okay, that's what we're doing. We replacing that.
So no tobacco, but weed is fine. Okay.
Because tobacco is damaging. We seen the effects of tobacco. You know what I'm saying?
Just a side thing. I really think that. Maybe not even our generation. I really think people are conditioned to think that weed like is so healthy for you. Anything entering, for everybody out there, anything entering your lungs that is not oxygen,
it's better than cigarettes.
It's not good for you.
It's better than cigarettes. That's all I gotta say.
No. Don't get me wrong. I am pro marijuana over here. Like, you know, release everybody that's in jail for marijuana. But I really do think that we got a little bit of a problem in thinking that weed is not bad whatsoever. If you have to smoke something and it is not oxygen, it is not good for you. It may not have the same effects as tobacco, but it is still not good for you. Listen, and y'all be adding tobacco, smoking it with tobacco, like it's still bad for you. I just wanted to put that out there real quick. But Ian, sorry,
not as bad as the cigars. Let's keep it there.
Okay, continue.
There's not really much I would really do, because I mean the league I really like pay attention to, like transaction. I pay attention to NFL, but like transaction wise, I pay attention to the NBA more.
Right.
Stuff like that.
The NFL is, what is that thing that they have? I'm sorry to cut you off. Where it's called, I know somebody referred to it as a slave auction, but it's not. That's not what it's called. But it's like a day, like they're standing up there, they're getting looked at. It's not draft. It's something else.
The draft combine. The combine.
Combine. Yeah. What is that?
They bring recruits in to test them, or like
yeah,
testing players or rookies.
Yeah. That seems. I feel like it was something else though, but it was along the lines of that.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
We can cut that part out.
Shut up, Ian. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NBA is. I mean, besides like the trading people off the bench and stuff like that, I think it's a pretty well-run organization. They got a players association union and stuff like that. So I think they're making steps in the right direction. So I can't really like think of it. NFL, however, there's a lot of work to be done. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know where to begin with the NFL. Jeez. First of all, put Colin Kaepernick in the league. Sorry, put him back in the league. He's, I can't even like speak on the NFL because it's just too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let Michael go.
Okay.
I don't watch football either like that, bro. But nah, like to piggyback off what you just said about the like the NBA is kind of a good league.
Yeah.
Like I think. Like, I don't think there'll ever be, like, a perfect league or anything.
Yeah.
So, like there's always going to be someone that disagrees with you. But I would, if I was running a league, I think everything would start with, like, the contracts. I think that's where a lot of players get blindsided. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there'd just be little clauses in there. You don't go to a press conference, you pay $500K. Like, we're taking all those out. As long as it's not I don't know. It has to have medicinal purposes if it's a drug.
So medicinal drugs are fine.
Yeah. It has to be medicinal.
No recreational drugs.
No recreational. No performance enhancing.
So if we do recreational and no performance enhancing, then are we going to tackle alcohol or?
That's tough.
Because a lot of these players be drunks.
They do. I would say... Because I do want these players to live their lives. You know, you don't really want to change anybody, but I'd say like maybe just game days or important stuff. You got to like, if you do like alcohol, you got to be at a certain toxicity level, you know, something like that. Well, what's the level for driving? 0.8?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not 0.08.
It might be 0.08.
Well,
it's one of them.
No, it's 0.08 because 0.8 is like 80%.
Yeah, 0.8 is high, bro. 0.8 is high.
0.08. Yeah. So yeah, probably just leave it at that limit, 0.08.
Okay.
You know? And then on top of that, definitely I like your idea about the letting players know if they're about to get traded. Because I think rumors be affecting people.
Yeah.
That's like, bro, imagine if you're like,
you just on Twitter, you be like,
damn,
it's talks that you better get traded. Like,
you have no idea. Like, that sucks.
They think about sending.
You gotta call your agent. Do you know something I don't?
They thinking about sending me
and
to the Thunder.
And even the agent might not know.
Bro, yeah, sometimes agents don't know. That sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yours would be medicinal drugs only. You said contracts.
Yeah.
So when you say contracts, like what you want people to be able to have somebody to go through the contract with them, or because you're not gonna hold the hand of every single player you're trying to sign.
Yeah, nah, you can't. I would say.
Well, I mean, I think that's what the agent is for. You know what I'm saying? For them to look over the contract, I think. Yeah. Or is that like a lawyer? A lawyer looks over contracts. I don't know.
I think that's the agency.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't think some agencies do a good job because there's no way some of these players get fined for the stuff they get fined for.
Like Dennis Schroeder?
Yeah, like it's...
What'd he get fined for?
Oh, he didn't get fined. Dennis Schroeder's just an idiot.
Yeah, he turned down, what was it?
4 years. Okay, so let's put this in perspective.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He turned down 4 years, $84 million in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? He thought he can get at least 100 mil. I wouldn't even think about paying him 84 million. Okay,
that was a lot for him.
Yeah, the fact that he thought he can get 100 mil is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, he said I'm still gonna. He said they're gonna offer me this type of money for me playing like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play even better. See if I can get 100 mil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, okay, it's kind of smart, but you got to remember you Dennis Schroeder. You're not, Kyrie or nothing like that. You got to cool it.
Is he drafted yet or no?
Wait, no, he's been drafted.
Yeah,
like he was on the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He bets on himself. He goes out one playoff game, scores 0. comes into free agency. Lakers replace everybody, using all of his money, spending all of his money. You know what I'm saying? That he was going to get
pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? He was basically forced to find a new team. Goes to the Celtics for $5.9 million. Tough 1-year deal.
So
Tough.
he lost $79 million.
Tough. I would be sick to my stomach if I lost.
No, I mean like coughing and throwing up. Like what? Oh no! So he turned that down because he wanted more.
He thought he could get more.
I would understand him thinking of getting more, but $84 million is kind of
$84 million across a certain amount of years or 1 year.
Yeah, across 4 years. So that's like
$20 million a year.
Yeah,
that's still way more than $5 million from 1 year.
That's 4 times the amount.
Whoa!
I would
what
have
are we doing?
I would have to take it, bro.
Whoa!
And he didn't take it. Tough situation.
Okay, so that's an example of coaches. I mean, of a contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just having better people in your corner, to be honest, because
And then like with that, like as a league owner or whatever, I would there would have to be like a middle ground person, like a middleman, who just has no favoritism on either side. You know what I mean?
Who gets paid regardless?
Yeah, who's just like, okay, this is what's best for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart. Cause I do think that in terms of negotiation, I was watching a show called Survivor's Remorse. I love that show. It got canceled too early. It's about like, and it's produced by LeBron James. Y'all should check it out. It's on Stars. But it's just this TV show about this boy. He's drafted to the NBA, and he's from Boston, taking care of his family, putting his family on this and the third. And this is one episode where he's trying to negotiate his contract, and he's like, I'm not signing until you give me more money. And I forgot who did it. Oh, it's his cousin. His cousin is his agent. His cousin is smart, but I do feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, like when you have like family or friends like who are your agents or manage you, it's either, I feel like it's a 50-50. Like it's either a win or a lose. Either you trust them so much and y'all are a well-oiled machine and y'all get your stuff done, or, that person ends up screwing you, not even intentionally. But on this particular episode, his cousin was like, no, you're worth way more. You're not signing your another contract until they up your price. And, the player, his name's Cam. His name is Cameron in the show. Cameron and his coach, they have a really good relationship. Like, they think everything's going on. But his agent says, like, his cousin's like, no, don't do it. And so they're waiting, like, all night for the coach to come by to, like, give him the offer. And he doesn't come by. And he thinks that he almost lost it. And then the coach ends up coming by. And I said that story just because, like, he mentioned the middleman. I feel like if there was a middleman in that situation, they could have completely avoided that, because basically they both needed each other, like, the same amount, but they were both, like, willing to let their pride get in the way. And then they were both going to end up being screwed. He was about to lose his best player, and he was about to lose his money. And it was just, I was watching this episode, I was like, this is so stupid. I was like, where is somebody to just negotiate, like, for everybody? So that's a good a smart point, because I feel like that would save like a lot of heartache and a lot of like unnecessary transactions with other people, for sure. I feel like I had one more question before we play our game. As you guys know, we've been playing games and doing something a little different at the end of the episode. I wanted to ask, like, you guys already told me how like you've began to take care of your mental health through 2020 and 2021. Do you feel like the practices that you started have just been like for this what's the word I'm looking for? This unprecedented year? Or do you feel like the practices that you've began to instill mental health wise and self-care wise, do you think you're going to be taking it into the future?
Yeah.
Definitely future.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking it in the future.
How has this past year impacted the way that you see other people? So fine here, sorry. Sorry. How has this past year impacted the way that you see at all? Have you seen athletes? Like, do you see them? I feel like even though you guys are athletes, you guys still, like, from an audience perspective, still could see them, you know, in a consumer spotlight, because we all are consumers of that entertainment. But how has this year, just given the examples that the athletes that we talked about in this episode, how has this past year and the things that they've done, how's that impacted the way that you see athletes see your sport as well?
I mean, I took the celebrity out of the athletes. That's what I would say I did. I took the celebrity out of it, except for LeBron. I did not take the celebrity out for him. But everybody else, I took the celebrity out, you know what I'm saying? And I just let them do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it.
So you feel like you've come back down to earth a little bit and seen them more as humans like us, rather than like far removed celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, same thing. Just they're humans. You know, they're just really, really good at something. They're literally just like us. Like NBA players have podcasts just like this. You know, they do exactly what we do. They're just really, really good at whatever they do. Yeah, they're humans. You gotta treat them like it. And then for me, it's like I really see them as humans because like lately I've been seeing like NBA players every day lately.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're really nice. You know, it's like you see them online and like you see them talk shit in like games or something, but like you meet them in person and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Freddie?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was literally I was up at St. James the other day and I saw Victor Oladipo. And this man like introduced himself to me because he saw me get a tough bucket. I was like, "Yo, what's up? Victor Oladipo." Like,
that's exciting.
That's crazy. But so yeah, humans.
So, but you said it makes you see them more as humans now, especially because you see them. But it's still a little. You still have a little bit of like starstruckness, or not so much anymore.
I'd say for the right athlete. Like if I saw Kyrie Irving, because he's my favorite player, I'd be like, "Oh shit!" But like a regular athlete,
okay,
here or there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. For me, I would say that being able to see people more than their profession, for me, has really happened a lot this year. Because like even though it's happened a lot with athletes, it's just made me gain more compassion for people in general, like no matter what profession. Like a lot of times, like if I'm getting bad service somewhere, like of course it's like this is your job, you need to do it well. But like I've like developed like a lot more patience for people, for no matter what they do, and I've like really like started to be able to separate people from their profession. Because a lot of times when you meet people in their professional environment. When you meet a teacher, the teacher is in their profession. You meet them at school. When you meet a store clerk, they're in the profession, they're out the store. But like just seeing like what the athletes, the kind of example that the athletes have set this past year and a half has made me be able to separate the human from the profession, which can be really hard in the capitalist society that we live in. But it's so necessary. And while COVID was like terrible, no doubt, I definitely think it forced us into like some changes that were definitely necessary. So that's my takeaway. But after this commercial break, you guys, we're going to come back for a game of Heads Up. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you for tuning into the podcast. I know a lot of you guys are tuning in from different platforms, and I just wanted to let you know that's all thanks to Anchor. You see, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast, and I'm so happy I found this out starting out. Let me explain. Number one, it's a free platform. Yeah, it's free. Number two, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer or your phone. Number three, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. So for all you guys listening on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, wherever, it's all being streamed from Anchor. Number 4, you can make money from your podcast, and that's with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So welcome back, everybody, to the Check-In Podcast. If you've stayed for this long, I want to say thank you for your patience and your dedication, and just for staying on with this episode. If this is your first time clicking on this episode, once again, this is the Check-In Podcast geared towards young adults, where we talk about pop culture, news, entertainment, and whatever else that we feel like talking about for the day. This is an episode from our season 3 podcast, and our guest today is Michael Liriano. And the title of our episode today is More Than an Athlete. And so just to close out the episode, we're going to play a little game of Heads Up. Michael and Ian each have 10 cards on their head, and we're going to set a timer for I'm being generous. We're going to set a timer for 1 minute and 15 seconds. And what we're going to do is whoever's not going is going to be fed the clues, and they have to guess who the person is. The goal is to get through all 10 names in 1 minute and 15 seconds. But if not, the winner is going to be whoever got the most names. So actually, I think I should do rock, paper, scissors, shoot to see who goes first. So put the cards down. Other way. There you go. Ready, set, go. All right. So Michael's first. Okay, let me set the timer. Ready, set, and go.
MLB. It's the MLB.
Baseball player.
Great baseball player.
Babe Ruth.
No. Black.
Jackie Robinson.
There you
Yes.
go.
Okay.
Oh, NFL player. Memes.
Running back.
He has a lot of memes.
He's hilarious.
Odell Beckham.
No. He has locks.
He likes Skittles.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
Okay.
I know the name. But I don't know anything about
Celtics.
him.
Celtics.
11 rings.
Oh, Bill Russell.
There you go.
Okay.
Tough.
We'll do it hard. He has 3 children.
3 children.
Stephen Curry.
No, he's from the Midwest.
He likes Lobos. Lobos.
Lobos.
The tequila, the joint.
What?
Let's see.
I talked about
The
him.
Chosen One.
LeBron?
There
Yes.
you go.
Oh, what?
Oh, your favorite player.
Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Oh,
tennis player.
Wait. I put 2 down.
Okay.
Tough.
Oh, rest in peace.
Tough.
Basketball, Lakers.
Oh, Kobe.
Yes.
Damn.
Okay. Tennis. Okay. Time's
Tough.
up.
Damn it.
Okay, put it down. Let's see how many cards he has left. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. He got 6. Michael got 6 out of 10. Let's see if Ian could beat that.
Okay.
I was trying to do it hard for LeBron because I just knew he was gonna get that right away.
I was like, but I can't really go.
Nah, we'll give you something hard for one of yours. Okay. 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Okay,
Ready, set, and go.
She flips a lot.
Simone. There you go.
Okay. Oh, we talked about him on the episode.
Talk about him.
He's my twin.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Ooh. Her father is a boxer. She's a boxer too.
Her father's a boxer. Muhammad Ali.
No, but it's her.
Oh, I can't. Mahershala? I don't know.
Oh, no.
Jeez. Let's just skip this one.
Okay. Oh, he had to. You said you could go back in time and you want to watch this one dude play because you don't believe he scored.
Will.
Yeah.
One of the
light skin,
best, one of the best shooters ever.
Clay.
Yes.
There you go.
Women's soccer.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
There you go.
Golf.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Tennis player.
Tennis.
Naomi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, she flips too.
Suni Lee.
No.
She flips.
She was like one of the first people that flipped.
No.
She was famous before Simone.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabby.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
Tough.
How many you have left?
NBA, I was about to say.
So you got 8 out of 10.
Damn.
Tough.
Dang. So Ian won this game. I feel like I should give Michael one more point because we made it hard for him to get
That's cool.
to get.
Layla.
But yeah, what?
Her
Which
name
one?
is Layla Ali.
Yeah, her name is Layla
I
Ali.
didn't even know.
I would never that.
Yeah, she's tough. She boxes just like Muhammad.
I would hope she's tough.
Okay. But yeah, everybody. So thank you for staying until we finish the game. This has been a great episode with our guest, Michael Liriano, titled More Than an Athlete. I personally just hope that, you know, from this episode, you guys, we still have a lot of work to do regarding how we take care of our bodies and our minds and our spirits and just the way mental health is viewed in the world. But my takeaway from my hope that you guys' takeaway is from this episode is that you are more than your professions. You're a human first, and you should always prioritize yourself. But before we go, I'm just going to ask, do you guys want to leave anything with the audience?
Sucks to say this, but everybody have a good school year. Find a way to get rid of the Quizlet and get back into your studying habits. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But have a good school year, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, just lock in, keep pushing. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all heard it. Have a good school year, lock in. And again, if you've made it this far into the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. We hope to see you next week. And remember to lead with light and to lead with love. Bye.
Peace.